Welcome to the Morning Ramble. I'm Matt.
And I believe in something. Even if it means doing this podcast, Matt. Welcome. Let's start it off.
You got me there. I didn't expect that at all. All right, we're going to start off this week with a little entertaining video for you guys.
There's a lot to talk about.
So we're just going to play it, and we might talk over it. We might just enjoy it.
Yeah. And you know what? We're just going to watch through and see what happens here. All right. Let's see what happens here. What the heck? That reaction was awesome. Oh, here he goes. Speaks for America, Matt.
Rubio just threatened to physically take care of me. Look at that. He tells you China's the problem, which it is, but they're taking our free speech right now.
What?
It's not taking your free speech. That is such a stupid line.
Platforms need to be regulated like a public utility, and how do you go about doing that?
Well, I prefer not to. I prefer competition to take care of that. But obviously, we're going to watch closely to make sure that these tools that are being used, I mean, one thing is to say we're going to go after foreign interference, design, and so on.
But it's already going on here.
Another thing is to
The
say we're
Democrats
going to
are
go
raping
after
the
free
Republicans.
speech.
Whoa.
Whoa, all
All
right.
right, that's
What's the difference between,
a big accusation.
I'm pretty sure we already heard about that in the news.
Yeah, and that's happening there.
very fine line, and that's something we need to be careful about. We don't overreach in that direction.
But then he doesn't know about InfoWars being banned. He doesn't know the top news story in the world.
Everyone needs to know about my show. Everyone. How do you not know? You know my face.
Everyone needs to know they're turning the frogs gay.
Rubio got so mad at me and threatened me physically.
Balance
How many cigarettes does he smoke a day?
and what people disagree on.
Rubio is entirely gay.
Yeah, man, I gotta go to the committee. You guys can talk to this clown.
Oh, this guy. Where was he during the election?
Oh, wow. Cool. Gay references, dude.
Rubio, little punk.
Gay references and a snake.
You gotta love people that come from authoritarian regimes, and then they don't even appreciate America.
Wait, is he saying that Rubio came from an authoritarian regime? What was that?
He said a foreign regime.
All right. Well, I should have looked into more what Rubio was talking what he was actually there for. I think it was something about with the election and like foreign interferences.
Honestly,
Or-
what gets me about this is this was just a meeting in a hall.
Yeah, he was just talking to.
Who the hell let Alex Jones that close to Marco Rubio?
Well, no one knew it was Alex Jones.
I mean, he's unmistakable. If you've ever seen him before in your life, you know who he is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and as soon as he opens his mouth, then obviously you'd know who he is. That guy is insane.
I know. I could.
And honestly, Rubio handled it very, very well.
He did. I think he could have handled it a little bit better. But just what gets me is like, first of all, Alex Jones, he looks a little raggedy there. You know what I mean? Not his normal self. Like if you look at like one of his videos from InfoWars, a little bit cleaned up more. So I believe that Rubio probably didn't recognize him at first, or he just didn't want to acknowledge his existence, which I don't really want to acknowledge Alex Jones either. But when someone did InfoWars, he's just like, you know, so you can see how much he takes that seriously, which I don't blame him.
I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
good.
there were no threats there.
No.
He could have
He laid his hands on a sitting senator.
You can't do that.
You can't put your hands down on your hands on a U.S. senator.
I'm absolutely shocked
Yeah.
that nobody just came out of the sidelines and just waylaid him, and they would have been been fine and justified in doing that.
Yeah.
You don't just walk up to politicians and touch them.
Well,
now, all right, maybe it's different in Florida, but I don't know. There's just something about Alex Jones's language that it's both hilarious and
I don't know what's coming out of his mouth.
it's
good
very troublesome.
It's good entertainment.
It is. It's hilarious. Ah, jeez. Incredible.
And that's all that happened this week. That's it. That's why we're here.
We came in for a
That
special
one video.
just for this.
No, we'll get into some other stuff. So next thing I want to talk about was obviously we won't go too much into it, but Kavanaugh, Supreme Court nominee.
Yeah.
Today was day 4, Friday.
Yes.
So he was on his 4th hearing, and I watched a good amount of them, or I listened to a good amount of them, and they are so pointless. I don't know. I wanted to get your opinion on it.
I mean, it's so interesting to watch these things, and watching, the side that the person who's being tested, I guess, on is like the senators on their side are just going to be like, so how about them guns? And then they'll say whatever it is that they're saying, and then the opposition will just try to hit them with hard-hitting questions that are hard-hitting for their side.
Yeah.
But it's not going to change anybody's mind.
No.
And it doesn't really matter in that case.
I'm going to tell you exactly what happens, because I watched Gorsuch, and Gorsuch, I think, handled it A++. Like, Gorsuch was just fantastic with his, and Kavanaugh's doing a really good job too. But here's the reason why. So usually, obviously, Supreme Court justices are not supposed to be non-biased, which they are, but they do have their own personal beliefs. Gorsuch and Kavanaugh are registered Republicans, or they were before they became judges.
Right.
So what you're going to have is Republican senators bring up usually like two-party like vouchers or letters recommending the person to try to get people, look at this guy, he's good. He's recommended by this Democrat or this Independent or this Republican or this president, yada, yada, yada. And then what you're going to have is Democrats or whoever the opposing party is grandstand. And you're going to have them try to they're going to try to get them to have a gotcha moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's going to be, they're going to try to ask him a question, and what the justice should be doing is referring to law every single time. Well, because of this hearing here. And then usually you'll have the senator go, no, but I want to know what you think. And, I remember what Gorsuch said the one time, it's not about this is the law, and that's exactly what you want to hear. So it's all about, it's that gotcha moment,
And to be perfectly honest, like Kavanaugh, no, I don't agree with everything that he's ever done in his life. Mm-hmm. I don't agree with anything anyone's ever done in their life, or their views are going to be different than mine. If we put cake is good on a piece of paper right now, you and I both look at it, we're going to think, all right, that's positive, but how good is this cake? We're going to see it in slightly different ways because of the way we do things, and that's what judges do.
Yeah, and
there's going to be those pre-existing self-biases, but realistically, Trump could have picked a way worse person.
Well, yeah, I think from from a political point of view, it's not like his recommendations are like he just put like Kermit the Frog. Like, it's not like he's just picking some random anyone. He's picking very well respected judges in Congress and or the circuit. I forget the ninth. I know there's different circuits for judges, but besides the point. And the one thing that I also disagree with, it's not just like I disagree with because, they're hounding him, because there was a couple Democratic senators that they were asking him pretty interesting and legitimate questions. I think the one that I found most interesting was someone was asking him about his belief or the law of what it says of executive power, which I know what he was trying to say. He was, everything's about Trump, obviously, in this hearing. He's trying to see what he thinks about Trump and if he should pardon himself and all that stuff. But the questions he were asking was actually very interesting, and I was very interested to hear Kavanaugh's answers. So it's not like I'm against all, like, hounding. I think they do need to be tested because this is a life job.
These questions need to be answered. Not all questions are equal.
Yeah, but exactly. And then you have other ones like, do you know of any laws that pertain to a man's body? And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, stop it. Like, you're not supposed to be asking like these questions of just like hearsay or whatever. Like, one of the Democratic senators asked that, and she's obviously trying to grandstand and refer to like show how important abortion and women's reproductive rights are and stuff. So she's asking this, weird question to him.
That is kind of a leading
And he's just
question.
like, what are you? I don't know. I can't think of any right now. I don't know what you want me to say to that. So, but anyway, I just want to talk about that a little bit. And then obviously Booker, I don't know if you watched yesterday or Thursday, he was he like released those documents, and I didn't even look into what the documents were.
Oh yeah, I was actually gonna mention it. I just didn't know his name.
I forget his
That
first name, but
is
Senator Booker. Yeah.
Asinine.
Well, I don't really care about the documents part, but the way he treated it was funny. He's just like, I fully accept the response. He was, it was like a look at me moment. This is the closest I'll ever get to I am Spartacus or something like that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
It's like, yeah, he is risking his job in doing that, and therefore also breaking the law. So why am I listening to him?
I don't know.
I mean, I get it. Sometimes you do have to break the law to be heard over the ruckus.
Yeah.
But you could just say, hey, yo, I've talked to this guy before. This kind of seems like a dick. Move on.
I think he was just trying to earn some points with the people that are fully against Kavanaugh. Oh, look, Booker's fighting dirty. Let's vote for him, next
I
election.
don't want dirty fighting anymore. Yeah. I'm sick of dirty fighting.
I don't know. Well, we're going to have it as long as
Eric,
Trump's...
we're not going to go mud wrestling again. I've had enough of dirty fighting. All right, and now for the main topic, the main event, if you will, of this particular podcast. The Nike thing happened this week.
Yes.
And that exploded.
Everything.
It
memes everywhere.
Really blew up. It blew up the internet.
It's like a whole new genre of memes have occurred.
I mean, there are some incredible ones.
I know you started showing me some ones as soon as it happened, and we'll get into the Colin Kaepernick thing in a little bit here. But what were some of the ones that you showed me?
Let's just see some dank memes. This one came out pretty quick. There were people who were destroying their Nike stuff.
Which Nike does not care if you burn clothes that you've already paid for. Anyway, go ahead. What does it say here?
Well, it's like, now this is funny. Mm-hmm. It's like the same people saying liberals get offended too easily are literally destroying their wardrobes and cutting the clothes off their body because a black athlete appeared in an advertisement. All right, that's not what happened. It's because of the controversial figure that is Kaepernick. I almost called him Copernicus.
Okay, then.
Kaepernick.
Yeah, it's the whole disrespecting the flag thing, which I wanna circle back to because
we'll get there on the next one.
All right. What's the next one? Because I was reading something about it.
Oh, we got a solid one here.
All right.
Wait, hang on. All right, we got a guy saying I'm burning my Nikes because they no longer represent the positive things they once did. And then we got a guy burning a flag that says, cool, so you should understand this. These are apples and oranges.
Yeah,
obviously.
I don't really see too many lines, like the connection, like the burning of the flag.
Well, it's like, it's about the representation of, I guess some people used to think that Nike represented America.
No, it doesn't.
But it never did. They still
Nike represents overpriced socks. Okay.
I mean, yeah, and shoes.
If you ever played any sports growing up, you know that Nike is too expensive, and that's why you go to Kmart and buy, what's that brand that they have?
Athletic.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just so you know, firsthand, Kmart customers right here.
Yeah. We buy Athletic. You got to believe in something.
That's right. But yeah, so then last was Thursday night, they put up that commercial. Well, it was online before and earlier in the week, but they put up that commercial.
Was it the image that was up before?
The image was up like on Monday, I think.
Yeah, the image came up.
Then
they
came out with a full blown commercial, and Kaepernick's talking throughout the whole thing, and it shows like kids, of color, minorities playing different types of sports. And then the one thing that I wanted to point out to you, which you didn't notice at first, was there was a woman boxing, and she had a hijab on with a Nike swoosh on the side. And my very first thought when I saw that was, do they make Nike yarmulkes? Like, are they going to make Nike collars maybe for priests? Like little swoosh on the side? Or like, Maybe they should start making suit jackets, little Nike swooshes on them. I don't know. But I saw that, and I'm just like, that's not really athletic material. I mean, that's fine, if there's a customer base for that. But I just thought it was funny that it was so in your face, too. Like, it's like, bam, and I thought that was funny.
I mean, I do think they do make athletic hijabs, now that I think about it.
Well, yeah.
I remember seeing advertisements for those. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense. But at the same time, it does feel like it's a little bit on the nose. Like,
it's a little on the nose.
Here's your Nike Bible.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when they zoom out, like they have all the kids like on the buildings of the city that they're walking in. I don't know what city they were in, and like that same image that appeared earlier is like on the biggest building on the left. I remember. It's a little on the nose, and you'd have to be. It would have to go way over your head for you not to realize what they're just trying to do, and that's the whole minority thing. That's the whole thing with Kaepernick.
I mean, I always said if you're gonna believe in something, double down on it, and Nike did.
Yeah,
there was a lot of backlash to these commercials. Granted, there was also a lot of support of them.
Yes.
Sorry, it's one commercial.
Yeah.
And
well, it's a whole campaign. There's going to be more throughout the whole season, I think.
Man,
there's going to be a lot. Kaepernick is like the spokesman because
I'm in one.
I don't think so.
Sponsored by Nike, right?
Yeah. See, Nike swoosh. We can do like a two-tone color.
I'll tattoo it on my forehead.
I won't.
It depends on how much they pay me.
Yeah.
But they could pay me in Wendy's, our other sponsor.
No one wants to sponsor us, Matt.
No. Sorry, I just took us totally off the rails there.
Yes. Circling back, what were we talking about? Hijabs.
Yeah.
Two white men talking about hijabs. Continue.
Yeah. But there is obviously a market for that. There are athletic Muslim women. That makes sense. Again, it was very on the nose.
Here's
the backlash to this was very interesting. Though.
It's interesting, and honestly, I think it's going to fade because obviously NFL's not breaking their contract. I don't know if you know, the NFL has a contract. Like Nike makes all of NFL's gear.
Oh, yeah, I was unaware of that.
Yeah, so like jerseys used to be made by Reebok. I know this because I own several of them. And then a couple years ago, they switched, and now Nike makes all NFL gear. And then Nike will individually sponsor. They'll sponsor athletes and stuff.
That is confusing the branding right now.
It's a little confusing, but NFL, it's all Nike pretty much. So obviously the NFL's not backing down from it, which I don't know if they should. I mean, I'm not.
It's a different company, and they can do what we want.
They can do.
This is a point that we made in a previous podcast. If you're in a company, that company.
You can do whatever you want, and the market will decide how it decides. And as far as people thinking if their stock's going to drop, I think I was listening and reading. I think Nike's stock dropped like immediately, like that first day of the week, like Tuesday, and then it's right back up.
Yeah.
It's not going to last. The boycott's not going to last, and it's. I mean, let's face it. A lot of people who, don't like what Kaepernick did probably isn't out buying Nike gear anyway. You know what I mean?
I mean, that is a good point. I mean, I don't know very many people who do buy Nike stuff anymore.
It's too expensive.
I do feel like the heyday has gone by.
I buy New Balance.
Yeah, I buy something. I don't remember what I'm wearing.
I have a Reebok polo.
I'm wearing corduroy pants that were made by Nike.
Just wear it. Yeah, and what I wanted. So going back,
wait a minute. Hang on. With the memes, I'm sorry, but did you see the Anakin Skywalker one?
Yes.
That one's amazing.
It's horrible. I don't know if I want to throw it up or not.
Put it up.
All right, it's up. Bam.
It's incredible.
All right, take it down. That's going to be great in post.
It's going to be. Yeah, you're going to have to get it right on.
Oh, I will. Yeah, no, that one's pretty funny. And I made a couple too.
Here they are.
No, I'm going to throw the one up. I'll throw the one up, and I have to give credit to my sister because she gave me the idea for it. And it's the Family Guy one with Wilford Bradley and the joke that he made. I'm not going to even read it. I'm just going to throw it up. You guys could read it and laugh on the other end of this video.
Diabetes.
So, all right. So, yeah. So everyone's freaking out. And I want to kind of go back to the root source of the outrage real quick, which is the whole kneeling thing. And, I think we talked about this on our first podcast.
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned this particular part. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
This particular part was Captain America, Kaepernick. I'm sorry, I can't get his name right.
Yeah.
He actually got the idea for kneeling from a veteran.
I'm glad you mentioned this because that's what I was reading too, and I guess it was one of the.
I was definitely like, I was like, all right, if it was just him doing that and we knew that straight off,
yeah,
would it have been taken so badly?
I think it still would have because I online. I definitely see, I know a lot of veterans that were, outraged by it or upset by it. And then I also know a lot of them that support it because it's what the country stands for is freedom of expression. And, what I talked about before, and I'm not going to go back into it, but, you have a job to do. The NFL has a policy. You need to stand. End of discussion. As far as what you can do personally, I don't have a problem with it. And I don't,
and let's face it, Captain Crunch, he really needs the money right now.
He does need the money.
He's not working.
Well, now he's
NFL,
loaded.
Right?
He's not. No, he's not. He hasn't played, I think, since 2016. He was benched, I think, halfway through the season, and then that's when he started kneeling. He was benched for several games before because he just wasn't doing good. So, and then there's right now. I think Kaepernick's throwing a lawsuit at the NFL saying that there's a conspiracy not to hire him and stuff like that, which I don't blame any NFL owner not wanting to hire him. He's very controversial and he's not good enough to take that risk.
Yeah.
So I think
that kind of brings it back to Tim Tebow.
Yes. He is literally same thing.
He was so average.
He was so average and he was controversial to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So they just didn't want to hire him and now he plays baseball.
Wait, does he?
He plays baseball. Yeah. He's not bad.
Really?
Yeah, he's not bad. I haven't been following him too much, but he's in the news enough for me to. Yeah, he plays baseball.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, good for him. But yeah, I mean, part of it is probably obviously part of it is because of the kneeling thing, but it's also just because he's not that good. So why would you bother, having
it doesn't
someone
really make sense. It's a risk reward.
That's going to throw outrage for half your audience. But yeah, I'm glad you brought up that military thing because, I think what he actually said was Kaepernick was going to sit, I think. But then he was talking to the veteran and he said, okay, don't sit, during the anthem. That's very disrespectful. Why don't you take a knee, if you want to do a peaceful protest? Because I think that he viewed it as taking a knee, like the flag at half, half staff or half mast, whatever. Right. And that's his protest of, police brutality or whatever. And we don't have to go into police brutality, what views are on it, but that's what he's doing.
It's bad.
It's bad.
That's my views.
Yes.
It's not a good time.
Don't hurt people.
I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, Nike definitely controversial mood. I'm going to move. I'm going to be honest, though. I think it's a plus. I think they're viewing it as a win because here's the thing: we're talking about them.
Oh yeah,
would we be talking about Nike right now? No. Nope. I don't. Why would we be talking about Nike? There's no reason
unless
to.
We're talking about paychecks of CEOs, which is a good topic for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Because good God, they pay some of these dudes ridiculous amounts for doing almost nothing.
Well, I don't know if it's almost nothing, but
there are some of them who do almost nothing.
Shareholders.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. But yeah, I still think Nike's probably viewing it as a positive, and they're probably going to have these ad campaigns come out over time, and people will continue to make memes like me.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's great. So far, there's so many. I think one came out last night after the Falcons-Eagles game, and it was Matt Ryan. Someone I saw shared it online, and it was believe in throwing it over the end zone, even if it means missing your wide receiver. It's missing, I don't know, something like that. So they're going to be all over the place in the NFL, and people are going to take them outside of that too. But it's going to be very entertaining, if anything.
I'm really looking forward to the new memes.
Yeah.
We needed some new memes.
Fidget
spinners died a long time ago.
Grumpy Cat is not existent anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. So. All right. Well, That's all I have to say on the topic. How about you?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, we're going to finish up this week.
Yep. Just end it.
Thank you for joining us.
That's right.
Just end it.
Just end it.
Goodbye.
Bye. Nike.
Sponsor us, damn it.